Welcome to your doom. Shut it and get over here. Massive uppercuts!
Hello, welcome to another edition of the JabJab Show. Now today I'm sat in a different place. This is possibly a regular feature on my channel called Storytime. Whereas I've written a story and done a few pictures to illustrate it as we go on, just to have a bit of fun basically, show my creativity and all that sort of it. So just a few caveats. I'm pretending to read from a established book. I haven't actually. It's not from this book. It's not about zombies. I'm just putting it in there to pretend it's story time, like you see in the kids program channel thing. Anyway, also the story I've written is basically in line with a lot of the stories I wrote on my blog, where I came up with a 5 or 6 word story idea, and I've basically written the story based on that thing without really having sometimes not having a good idea where it's going to end up and so forth. Also, bear in mind this is a first draft. I've hand wrote it, didn't take that long, but there might be a few grammatical errors. I might have to correct myself as I'm going and stuff. So just be wary of that. There's a few tense, past tense, present tense issues, perhaps things like that. Things that I personally, don't see on the first time. That's why the whole rewriting and so forth comes into play. But anyway, without further ado, this story is called Q Contest Capers. Once upon a time, microwave salesman Cedric Netto was like everyone else in the world at the moment. He's bored with queuing for everything. Whether he's waiting to go to the supermarket, chemist or brothel, he's always struggling to find a way to pass the time without falling asleep. On one day, inspiration struck him. He saw that his old high school rival, Benny Hedges, was going around queues dressed as various superheroes, waving at everyone, in order to lighten the mood for bored adults and children who stood in line. Cedric had never forgotten how Benny had poached a popular girl at school from him during an impromptu limbo contest. Deep down, he never stood a chance with Gertrude Stadium, as he suffered from spotty skin, and Benny was regional limbo under 16 champion at the time. But now was his chance to get his revenge, and he had an idea that would blow the superhero costume plan out of the water. His plan was to steal a massive Ferris wheel from Blackpool, which, due to the circumstances, was getting no use, and to put it outside the local supermarket for people to utilise as a way of staving off boredom. He found it'll take him 1 hour 8 minutes for a 62.1 mile trip to Blackpool Central Pier from his house in Runcorn. He'd need a van, so he borrowed one off his mate Fod. And that night he went on his way. Once there, the place was deserted. Cedric stood up to the big wheel, amazed at how big it was and how heavy it looked. He was only one man with the van, and he knew he needed help. Another brainwave hit him. He knew from his past holidays at Blackpool they do donkey rides on the beach, so he resolved to get donkeys to assist pulling the wheel back home for him. Trouble is, he was pretty sure the donkey's owner would be in bed as it was 3 in the morning. So Cedric scoured the beach area as to where the donkeys were kept. He found 9 of them alone, asleep in a previously locked storeroom. He woke them up and got them all roped up to the big wheel. Cedric laughed to himself. He knew he wouldn't be able to get away with this if there was no lockdown. There'd be too many people that would wake up and question his actions. Cedric was back on the motorway with his 9 donkeys, pulling the big wheel back to Runcorn. What should have taken them about an hour, according to Google Maps, actually took him several hours more. He had to stop several times for coffee and carrots at service stations. Eventually, at 7 AM, he had finally made his way back to the Runcorn branch of Aldi and decided to place the big wheel in the car park outside, so early riders use it while queuing up for soda oil and tinned goods. Cedric sat down. He earned his rest. Decided not to take the donkeys back to Blackpool. Resolved to set them free to graze on local vegetation from people's gardens. After about 20 minutes, he saw his high school rival Benny turn up in his Iron Man costume. He looked at the customers riding on the big wheel. He started his routine of walking around and waving, but no one paid him any attention. Just then, he spotted Gertrude, looking like the old lovely self from school. She walked towards his old nemesis and consoled him when he started crying. Her eyes met Cedric's, got up and walked to her. They both asked him, He brought the big wheel, and Cedric proudly announced that it was him he was doing. Benny walked off dejected, and Gertrude told him she's going to end their marriage there and then because Cedric's heroics during this desperate time. She made Cedric an offer to go into the back of the van for a bit. Just then, the one-corn mayor, Calvin Snoop, stepped in to congratulate Cedric for breaking up monotony in the queue, and he's asking for an interview in order to give him the key to the city. Cedric laughed, told him to give him 2 minutes. He's got some business to take care of first. The end. Now, as I say, I was made up pretty much on the spot in one go. We want to sit and write that down. I did stumble upon a few words, and I am aware that some of these it could have been quite a bit smooth in places, but there we go. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think to this. Or do you want this to be a regular feature and so forth? I was still working on a review for a video that I've made notes on the stuff. 3 technical issues I need to iron out for that. And there's going to be a pick up the video in the next few days or so. And there's also going to be an update on my other projects as well, which I've resurrected during this time of being locked down and things. Being a bit more proactive on things. So any questions down below, any suggestions, things like that, thanks for watching and all the rest of it. So thank you. See you later.